style at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and like my whenever I travel, I like to watch like my wife and I we like to watch HGTV or Food
Mm-hmm.
Network. Like, 'cause I don't watch TV much, but like when I'm in hotels, like that's like what I watch. So we watch Fixer Upper a lot, and that was like my whole piece. That's like what it was surrounded by. Chip and Joanna Gaines, they whole like thing,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it was so creative. You know, so I was
That
like,
is creative.
this is some good writing, man. This is really some, and this is like, room in here. You know what I'm saying? The whole thematics of it. I was like, this is, hey man, you are outdoing yourself, sir. Look at you, stepping your game up, huh? So, I was impressed with myself too. You know what I'm saying? So like, if there's one thing you will know after this like interview is that I have no like shame in saying like I'm a fan of myself. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
you should be.
I thought it just all came together so well, and then background singers, oh, they just sounded so good, man. So that was the big reason for that one too.
Yeah, shout out to the background singers, Nisi, Amber, um,
And
and
Jasmine.
yes, and Jasmine. Yeah, all three of them are amazing
Yeah,
vocalists in their own
man.
right. So
Yeah.
shout out to them too.
I
So
told them they you ever seen Hercules, the animated Hercules?
I have not seen the animated Hercules.
And look, if you ever, you ain't got to see it. If you like look it up and you look at the muses, like that's who they are. They're the muses from Hercules animated version. Like they was like these like colored women of all shapes and sizes, like singing and like throughout
Gotcha.
the movie. Like it's
Uh-huh.
man, I joke them all the time that that's them.
Wait till I see them next. Okay, so let's take a listen to Room in Here so we can take a quick break and then we'll jump right
Make sure
back.
y'all listen to that opening line. Listen how he coming in there. It's so good.
Yeah, everyone get real close to your speaker right now. Just get real close. All right, we'll be back. Here is Room in Here from the Flowers for the Living Project by Harold Green featuring Earth St. James. Be right back.
There's a hole in the room. Ah, hole in the room. Singing with me, y'all. Hole in the room. Ooh, all right, all right, all right. Oh, yeah. I want you by my lonesome above this counter space, and it's easy and it's wholesome when no one's in the way. Well, if no one's in the running for the part, I would love to pick one day to show you the main room. I don't need no bouquet, I just need proper space. Hold me 3 blocks away. I got bottles for days, I got tropical haze. Go ahead and wave back, let me help with your coat. Grab a hand on my arm, tell them niggas to move. Tell your sister you back, cause baby there's room in here. Just enough for 2 and me. Well, ain't nobody but you and me in here. Yeah. So tell me what we gon' do from here and down. So what we gon' do, what we can do, yeah.
You ask what's my occupation? Well, I'm a landlord. I oversee properties. My main source of income is this oversized heart. It used to be packed like bad arteries, but I made some evictions once I saw your commitment. I told them they always had a place to stay, but they was taking up space without paying me for it, and the rent been past due. Until I saw you, I flicked that chip off my shoulder. I flipped this fixer-upper into a lap of luxury for a deserving lover. I Joanna Gaines the past pain. I reimagined the design. I made space for you. I widened the entryway, took off those antique doors for something more contemporary and contrary to the canary. The caged bird don't always sing. You gave this old thing some new wings. You turned that apartment complex into the Magnolia compound. And this heart is a home now.
A hole in the room. There's a hole in the room. Yeah, 'cause baby, there's room in here. Hey, just enough to in here. Yeah, so tell me what we gon' do in here. Yeah, what we gon' do right here, right now. So what we gon' do, what we gon' do. Blah, 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 that's wrong. It's just enough for me and you. Yeah. So tell me what we gon' do, child. So what we gon' do right here? Come on, and what we gon' do? What we gon' do? La 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 la. It's just me and you. So tell me what we gon' do in here. What we gon' do? What we gon' do?
And we're back. You're tuned in to Support the Dope Radio. I'm your host, CB, with my special guest, Harold Green. And that was Room in Here from the Flowers for the Living 2017 project featuring Earth St. James. So hope you guys like that, because that's one of my favorites actually on the project. And the song is actually probably going to be stuck in my head for the next hour. It's that hook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be singing it until I go to bed tonight, I'm certain. And
It's one of those type
vocals,
of things.
Yeah, the background vocals on that is insane. And I always tease Earth about his tambourine.
Oh yeah, man, he love that tambourine, boy. He be playing that tambourine even when it ain't his song. Like other people be filming, he be in the background playing that tambourine, boy.
Right.
At the shows, he be on the side of the stage. He be looking at me.
Yes.
And he be looking at me like, I'm about to play that. I'm like, go ahead, man.
Yeah, let loose. So we talked a little bit about how involved you are, like from the selection of the songs, the arrangement of the song, selecting who's on the song. And I know that for myself, I know that growing up, the arts were such a huge integral part of my education and my upbringing. I was a band kid and I sang in the choir, studied staff and ballet, but I know that so many schools are losing their art programs. How important, I know that you feel it's important, but why don't you tell everyone else how important the arts are to our youth?
Well, I think it's obviously, like you said, it's obviously a big deal to me. I mean, I go around, teaching art, you know what I'm saying? Like I teach creative writing, I've been teaching that forever. But the funny part is, what a lot of people probably don't even know, like I didn't have some great like arts background. Like probably the biggest like situation I had in my life was like my dad used to write poetry for my sister and I, and like it was kind of like his handwriting was like sloppy, so we just kind of knew he was calling us like prince and princess, but other than that I didn't really know what was going on, you know what I'm saying? Like I had like the regular like classes in school, like I had like art and music and stuff in school, but I wasn't like my parents aren't some well published, well known artists or anything like that. Like my mom is creative, but like I didn't have some great, like my wife, like her whole family is singers, you know what I'm saying? Like usually, like normally people who do stuff like that. Like they have some type of something, in their background that kind of calls to that. Like I'm just kind of like I don't know, I might be some anomaly or something like that. But like, I know for a fact that arts plays a huge role in development and transformation of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it happen in adults. And I for sure have seen it happen in children. You know what I'm saying? I've taught in some of the worst, situations, or what was thought to be, some of the, everything from juvenile detention centers to, housing projects, and I mean, and even the crazy part is from there, even all the way to, well-diverse schools like Niles North or schools out in Plainfield, Illinois, or, different things like that. Mm-hmm. And it's been across the country, you know what I'm saying? Like when I go to different cities and stuff like that, one of my biggest things, if I have the time, because sometimes I'm in and out of cities, but when I have the time, one of my biggest things is getting to somebody's school and talking to getting in front of somebody's class and, speaking with, students and stuff like that. That's always important to me. And I've noticed, from wherever, from Chicago to New York and back across the pond, like, it's just kids respond so well to something they can relate to, outside of, like, the normal curriculum and stuff like that. And, like, for them, a lot of times, outside of, kids who may understand poetry at a different level, for a lot of them, I'm close to a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God, he got bars, man. Right. Oh my God, you heard? And that feels like, and they know I come from a certain place. You know what I'm saying? Like without knowing too much more about me, like I come from a place. You know what I'm saying, that you probably can relate to, and that alone opens up their eyes to a certain thing, and if that thing is a vessel for them to be a better person. Because once you hear somebody like me and then you start listening to the content and then you start talking to the person and then you start following the work, it's like, oh, man, he lives a certain way. Man, this is what art did for him. You know what I'm saying? So on a personal level, I think that not only is the arts important, but artists are important. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those people who teach art are artists themselves. You know what I'm saying? Right. Usually a music teacher, sings, on the side, or, usually an art teacher, is putting up murals somewhere outside of the school. These people are applications of their specific genre. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's highly important for kids to see. You can make a lucrative living doing something that makes you feel, you know what I mean? And that's important, because a lot of the times that's what's wrong with a lot of these youth. They don't have an outlet to feel or get out their emotions, and that's what art does. And any medium of art allows you to do that.
Right. So speaking specifically to like the spoken word or even the written word, words have such a powerful impact and such a lasting impact on the messages that we put out there, especially in the day of age that we're in now with social media. Like once you put something out there, it's out there, and it's probably going to be out there forever. Even if you delete your tweet, it's like someone screenshot it, someone,
Yeah, certainly.
How intentional are you when you select, the words that you're writing or that you're speaking in your poems, or even in your motivational speaking, especially when speaking to the youth?
Oh man, I'm a very intentional person, period. I'm intentional in this interview, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that it's obviously being a man of words, I think that it's important to choose them wisely. Because, and this is something that my grandmama told me like when I was like younger, and it made more and more sense to me as I got older, and especially once I became an artist. She told me that a stone and a word are two things that once you cash, you can never get them back. So I feel like whether it be a social media post, which is something that I'm very intentional about too, because another thing about me, like youth keep you in check too. I know it's a lot of youth that look up to me and are inspired by me. And it's like, I can't just say any old thing. Not that I would anyway, because that's just not who I am. But like, I think that when you know that people are looking towards you for something or looking at you, especially being a parent, this is always constantly on your mind. But like even before I was one, like I was a coach and a mentor, and like I knew for a fact that what I said was important.